everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 Milwaukee Braves baseball. It's August 13th, 1961. We got the Chicago Cubs traveling to Milwaukee to take on the Braves. And your starting lineup for the Chicago Cubs is leading off playing center field, Al Heist. Batting second and playing third, Don Zimmer. Batting third, playing shortstop, Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks. Batting fourth, playing right field is George Altman. Batting fifth, playing left field is Billy Williams. Batting sixth and playing second base is Jerry Kendall. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Dick Bertel. Batting eighth, playing first base is Eddie Brochy. And on the mound, batting ninth, doing the pitching is Bob Anderson. Let's take a look at the hometown Milwaukee Braves start lineup for this game. We got leading off playing right field is Lee May. Batting second, playing second's Frank Bowen. Batting third, playing third is Addie Matthews. And batting fourth, playing center field is Hank Aaron. Batting fifth and playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth and playing left field is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. And batting ninth doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is Lou Burdette. And let's get down to County Stadium here, folks. Get this game started. Tim D's in the house. I got you, Tim. These pretty good games. Yeah, a doubleheader with the Yankees. Yeah. Lou Burdette's on the mound. He's got a 3.23 ERA. He's 12-6 this year. He's got 8 complete games, folks. Let's see what he can do here against Al Heist, batting .234 on the year. And Al Heist gets a hold of this one off of sweet Lou Burdette. And he drives that ball into right field, goes the other way. He's going to round first. And Lee May's going to get to that ball, cut it off. And Heist is going to stop at first with a lead-off single. Doesn't want to get thrown out already, heading to second. Brings up Don Zimmer, batting .212 on the year, 6 home runs, 28 RBIs. And here's the pitch to Zimmer. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And Heist is going to motor on down the third. And Lou Burdette, as of right now, doesn't have it, folks. Like I say, he's got first and third now with nobody out. And on the 0-1 pitch, Don Zimmer's off to the races, folks. He's heading down the second, trying to steal on Joe Torres. Here's the throw down there. It's called strike 2. And Zimmer's in there safe with a stolen base at second and third. And still nobody out. Braves are going to play back here in the first, not trying to give up a big inning. Mr. Cub himself is up, Ernie Banks, batting .232 on the year with 14 home runs and 61 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Is that going to be deep enough to advance? No, they're not going to try running on Hank. So that'll be out number 1. Big out, nobody scores. Here comes George Altman up now. George is batting .328 on the year, 17 home runs and 71 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Can the Braves turn 2 on this, folks? Ball is hit down to Frank Bolin. And his only play is going to be over to first. Runners will advance. So the Cubbies get on the board. But there's 2 outs now with Zimmer down at third for Mr. Billy Williams. Can the Braves get out of this with only 1 run scoring? Billy's batting .259, 20 home runs, 56 RBIs. And that is going to be a fly ball in the center field. Hank Aaron comes on hard and makes a diving catch, robs Billy of an RBI single, folks. Nice play by Hank out there in center today. And the Cubs score 1. We get to the top of the first. You got May, Bolin, and Matthews due up here for the Braves. Got Bob Anderson on the mound here for the Cubbies. He's got a 3.26 ERA. He's 8-7 on the year. He's got 4 complete games, and he also has 3 saves on the year. Lee Mays batting .240 with 12 home runs and 27 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Altman's got it. That'll be out number 1 here in the first. That brings up Frank Bolin now. Can Frank get on base for the big boys? Batting .290, 15 home runs and 60 RBIs on the year. And that's popped up straight up the chute. Oh, Bertel's got that one for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here in the first. It's up to Eddie Matthews to keep this first inning alive here, folks. He's batting .293, 20 home runs and 77 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. Matthew trots on down the first. Brings up Henry, Hank, Aaron. See if the hammer can drive in Matthews from first and get the Braves on the board and tie this game up. Hank's batting .300, folks. 21 home runs and 79 RBIs. And that's going to be a big swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Braves strand Matthews at first. We go to the second. The Cubs holding on to a 1-0 lead. You got Kendall, Bertel, and Broshi due up here for the Cubbies. Jerry's hitting .212, 6 home runs, 27 RBIs. Yeah, it was like 80-some degrees here. It didn't get quite that cool, though, today, Tim. It's still in the 60s here today. Yeah. Here's the pitch to Kendall. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. He'll have no problem with that. Throws across to Adcock for out number 1. Here comes Bert. Bertel is batting .259 with 1 home run and 24 RBIs. And that's going to be another ground ball down to Matthews. And again, he slings that across the diamond for out number 2. Here comes Ed Broshi, batting .246, 7 home runs, 31 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone, like the wind. And it's a 2-0 ball game. Broshi's 8th home run of the year, 32nd RBI. Anderson's up here now, batting .227 on the year, and he's got a home run, folks, and 2 RBIs. So here's the pitch to Anderson. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Lou bounces back from the home run. But the Cubbies double the lead. It's 2-0. So we go to the bottom of the second. Adcock, Thomas, and Torrey due up. Joe hitting .270 with 23 home runs, 73 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Drives that, bounces off the fence out there in right field. And Joe Adcock, is down at second. And that brings up Frank Thomas now. Frank's batting .247. 18 home runs and 55 RBIs. Can he cut the lead in half here, folks? And that's going to be a ground ball down the pop-up down the short, rather. And Mr. Cubby calls for it, makes the catch for out number 1. Yeah, old crowd didn't like that home run, did they? Here's Joe Torre. He needs to get off to a good start here. He's only batting .238 on the season, folks. 6 home runs and 29 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Adcock's not going nowhere. He's still down at second, folks. So now there's 2 outs, and they haven't done a thing with Joe. Can Mac do something here with 2 outs? Batting .205, 5 home runs, 33 RBIs. And no, he can't, because that's a fly ball out the right field. And Joe gets stranded at second with that leadoff double. And it's still 2-0 Cubbies. As we go to the top of the third, and the top of the orders due up here for the Cubbies. Heiss, Zimmer, and Banks. Al singled his first time up and scored. Here's the pitch to Al. And this one's going to be hit down to Matthews. He's been busy today, folks. That'll be an out number 1. Don Zimmer's up now. And Don singled and stole a base his first time up. And that's going to be popped up on the infield. And again, Matthews calls for it. So he's a busy man down there earning his money today. Here comes Mr. Ernie Banks. He flew out the Aaron his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McMillan. And that'll be out number 3. So the Cubbies go down in order for the first time. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. We got Burdette. And then to the top of the order in May and Bolin. But Lou ain't no slouch, folks. Hitting .319 on the year with 5 home runs, 13 RBIs. So you don't want to groove one to Sweet Lou. And here's the pitch to Burdette. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Lou goes down on strikes. We're back to the top of the order and Lee May, who flew out to right his first time. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Anderson flips it over to first with Broshi down there today for out number 2. And that brings up Frank Bolin. Can he get on for the big boys here? He popped up to the catcher's first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Billy Williams. And 1, 2, 3 goes to Bravos. Still trailing by 2. We got Altman. Williams and Kendall due up here for the Cubs in the 4th. George is 0 for 1 with an RBI ground ball. Hey, Beatles. And that's going to be hit down to McMillan down at short. He fires over the Adcock. And they get Altman. Here comes Billy Williams up now. And Billy's 0 for 1. He flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be hit down the 2nd. Frank Bolin's got it. 2 ground balls, 2 outs. Let's see if they can have another 1, 2, 3 inning here. Give themselves a shot here in the bottom of the inning. Kendall's 0 for 1. Grounded out to Matthews. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews, but he misplays that one, folks. And a reliable Eddie Matthews makes an error. And Kendall's safe at first. That's unexpected. You don't expect Matthews to make an error. So we got a runner down at first, 2 outs for Dick Bertel, who grounded out the 3rd his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd again. Matthews doesn't mess this one up, though, folks. He fires that ball hard across the diamond this time, and it's right on target for out number 3. So they leave the runner on at first, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. We got the big boys due up. Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. Can they get to Anderson here, folks? And here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's going to be a strike 1. Swing and a miss by Eddie. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and he gets this 0-1 pitch and blasts that down the first baseline. It drops into fair territory, rolls over to foul territory. Altman goes over. Matthews got himself a double here, folks. And Michael's here today, folks. Back at it again is right, Mike. Yeah. Yes, Dreaming Demon. I hear you, Beatles, buddy. Yeah, I just enjoy this so damn much. So now we got the hammer up. Henry Hank Aaron struck out his first time up. He's got Matthews down there in scoring position with nobody out. Here's the pitch. And they don't mess around with the hammer. They walk him. So now the tying runs on at first. Go ahead and runs at the plate. And here comes Joe Adcock. He doubled his first time up. A double here probably ties this game up, folks. Here's the pitch. And they don't want nothing to do with Adcock. And all of a sudden, Anderson can't find the plate, folks. Bases are juiced for Frank Thomas. Like we said the last game, it'd be nice to see Frank get hot here, folks. What did he do the last game? Started hitting a little better in this last game against the Cubbies. Let's take a look here what he did. He was 1 for 3 with that home run. Let's see if he can do something here, folks. Get the Braves on the scoreboard. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that is going to be a ball hit in the right field, and George Altman doesn't play it well at all, folks. And that's going to be an E9, and everybody's safe. So we still got bases loaded, and the Braves just cut this lead in half, folks. It's 2-1, and still nobody out. They go out to talk to Anderson, but there should have been an out at least. They're going to get some bullpen action up. Looks like Dick Drought's going to get up here for the Cubbies. You got Joe Torre now, another guy I'd like to see get hot. He's only batting .238 on the year, folks. He flew out the center his first time up. And not this time, folks. He drives that ball in the left field, and that's going to keep the bases juiced. And he gets an RBI single. They're going on the merry-go-round. Everybody drops $1 in the slot because it's more expensive now than it was in '61. That's for sure. Ain't no dime. That brings up McMillan. Max 0 for 1. He's flown out the right. Anderson's doing fine. Okay, Tim, I'll take your word for it. Yeah. All righty. Here's the pitch to Mac. They got the infield in trying to keep the winning run from scoring. You got Adcock and Thomas down at third and second. Not much speed. Here's the pitch to Mac. And Mac gets a hold of this, folks, and they're going to bust this game open. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. And that's going to score all 3 runs. Because Joe Torre, he's a brown-eyed, handsome man. He's turning the corner at third. And here comes the throw from Altman, and it's not even close, folks. And this game now is 5-2. Just like that. The Braves take a 3-run lead here, folks. And they're not done yet. But I think that's going to be it for Anderson. He is due up second, hasn't gotten an out yet. They're going to bring in old Drout. Dick Drout's going to come in here for Anderson. And he's got Lou Burdette up with McMillan in scoring position. Sure. Poor Anderson can't even get out of the 4th inning. Can't even get an out in the 4th inning, folks. Where's old Drout at? If you guys are interested in creating a league, Beatles did a nice tutorial about how to import players, individual players into a league on his channel for Out of the Park 24. So check that out, guys. It was very helpful. All righty, here we got Lou Burdette. He struck out his first time up. Got Dick Drout on the mound with no outs. You got Burdette, then May, and then Bolin. Here's the pitch to sweet Lou Burdette. And that's going to be a base on balls. These Cubbies pitchers aren't sharp at all today. So now you got first and second and still nobody out for Lee May. May's 0 for 2. He grounded out the pitcher and flew out. And he ain't doing that this time. He squares it up, folks. And he blasts that ball into right field. I'm sorry, he blasts that ball into left field. And Mac's going to score. And Lou's going to stop down at third. And it's second and third. And still nobody out. And the Cubbies now are playing back. They just want an out of any kind they can get here. Brings up Frank Bolin. And he's 0 for 2. He's popped up to the catcher and flew out. Yeah, exactly, Tim. I agree with you. And it looks like Dick ain't going to do much better here. And here's Frank. Let's see if Frank can keep this merry-go-round going, folks. Everybody's got $1 and they're putting it in there. But no, Dick finally gets the first out, and it's a big swing and a miss. Frank was looking to clear the bases with that swing. And we're back to Eddie Matthews, who started this inning off, folks, with a double. So here is the 10th batter to come up here. Matthews, let's see what he can do here for his second plate appearance. A double here, scores 2. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. And they're going to have Burdette tag up, but Lee's going to hold at second. So that's going to score another run as Lou comes in. And it is now 7-2. And like I say, May stays down at second for Henry Hank Aaron. And Hank, he walked his first time up this inning. Let's see what he does now with Lee May in scoring position in the fourth. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning, but not until the Braves score 7, folks. Bust this game wide open. We go to the top of the 5th. We got Broshi, and Drought will stay in the game, folks. They're not going to pitch hit and burn this bullpen up. And then Heist. So Ed Broshi got this home run his last time up to give the Cubbies a 2-0 lead, and that seemed like years ago. Here's the pitch to Broshi, and that's going to be a base on ball. So oh no, I forgot Sweet Lou has the double Z. So that's 2 balls and no strikes. I keep forgetting that about him having the double Z. So 2-0 count for Broshi, and he gets him to come back and fly out the right field. And Lee May's got that for out number 1. Here's Dick Drought, his first plate appearance of the game. And he's batting a $105. So here's the pitch to Drought. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field because we don't need no stinking DH here, folks. And there's a hit by the Cubbies pitcher. Drought standing down at first for Al Heist. He's 1 for 2 and scored. Grounded out the third his other time up. And he gets a hold of this. Sweet Lou doesn't like having a 5-run lead, I guess. And that ball is driven into right field. Drought's going to motor on down the third. We got first and third and 1 out, folks. And that'll bring out Don Zimmer. And on the 0-1 pitch, down by 5, Al Heist is taking off for second. I don't understand that. Better make sure he makes it. Here comes the throw from Joe Torre. Down to Frank Bolin covering, and Al Heist is in under the tag. And we got second and third and 1 out. With a 5-run lead, the Braves are going to play back here. Zimmer, he's 1 for 2 with a stolen base also. Here's the pitch to Don, and that's going to be a base hit in the center, in the right field. And that's going to clear the bases, folks. And just like that, it's a 7-4 ball game. And a runner down at first. So Sweet Lou can't slam the door after a 7-run inning. They're shaking their head in the dugout, and that brings up Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks. With Zimmer down at first. Banks is 0 for 2, flew out the center and grounded out the short. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Joe Torre makes the catch for out number 2. That brings up George Altman. And George is looking to get a base hit here. He does have an RBI ground ball his first time up. He's 0 for 2. And he ain't 0 for 2 now, folks, because that ball is high, that ball is far, and that ball is gone. And it's a 1-run lead, folks. George Altman hits that over right field, and Lee Make all he can do is kiss that baby goodbye. It's 7-6. Sure. What a crazy game this is. Billy Williams is up now. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch to Billy. And that'll end the inning. It's a ground ball down to Frank Bowen. But the Cubbies come back and score 4. Cut the lead to 1. It's 7-6 Braves. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. You got Adcock, Thomas, and Torrey due up. Joe's 1 for 1 with a walk. He doubled. Here we go. See what he does here. That's going to be a ground ball down to Don Zimmer playing third today. He fires over to Broshy for out number 1. Hey, Hunter. And we got Frank up now. He's 0 for 2. Reached on an error and scored his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3 for out number 2. Here comes Joe Torrey now. Joe's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. And that's going to be a base hit in left field. Nice piece of hitting by Joe. Hopefully he's starting to get hot, folks. That'd be nice to see. Brings up McMillan now. 2 outs. Torrey down at first. Mack with that 3 RBI double. See if he can do something here. And he sure does, folks. He squares it up. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. And with 2 outs, Joe was motoring around third, and he's going to score, folks. And that gives the Braves a little insurance run here. Makes it 8-6. Mack down at second for Lou Burdette, and he helped his own cause here like Drought did. Here's the pitch to Lou. He walked his last time up and struck out. He's 0 for 1. And he's going to be 0 for 2 as that's a fly ball out to Al Heist. Now to end the inning, but the 1 RBI double, McMillan makes it 8-6. We go to the top of the 6th. You got Kendall, Bertel, and Broshy due up here for the Cubbies. Can Lou calm down here and keep this a 2-run game? Kendall's 0 for 2, grounded out to third and reached on an error on third. And no, Lou can't, because he gives him a meatball and he blasts that ball into right field off the fence. He's standing down at second with a double. It's just like that. The Cubbies are in business here in the 6th inning. Bertel, he's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to third both times up. And that's going to be a line drive down the short. And that'll be out number 1. And Kendall stays put. Brings up Ed Broshy. He's homer today. He's 1 for 2 and flew out the May and right. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Sorry, ground ball down the first. Adcock's got it. He'll toss over to Burdette covering. Kendall will make his way down the third, though, with 2 outs. And do the Cubbies pitch hit for Drought? I think they do. I'm going to pitch hit for Drought here. Try to get that runner from third in. See who they're going to bring out here. I think they're going to bring the switch hitter Drake out. Drake's going to come up here with 2 outs. Try to get the run in from third and make this a 1-run ball game. Sammy Drake. Hey, legends. Yeah, this is a crazy game, I think, Tim. A heck of a game. Sammy's 0 for 4. He's only been in 3 games for the Cubbies. Here's the pitch to Drake. And that's going to be a base on balls. I believe we got to check, yeah, with him being a ZZ. So Sammy takes this walk down the first. We're back to the top of the order, and Al Heist. So now the time runs down at first for Al Heist, who's 2 for 3, folks. And that's going to be a base hit in the, well, let's get the right one. Make sure I'm right. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Nice play by Hank. Rob's out heist of a base hit. And that'll end the inning, folks. And Lou takes a deep breath. He thought this game was going to be tied. That ball was well hit. We go to the bottom of the sixth. The Braves are holding on to a 2-run lead here. See, he's going to come in here and pitch for the Cubbies. You got some lefties due up, a lefty, righty, lefty. Cubbies don't have a lefty in the bullpen, so it doesn't really matter. They're going to bring in Glenn, or they're going to bring in Don. Let's see here. I think Don is coming in. Elston's going to come in to pitch. Like I say, he'll be facing the top of the order in May, Bolin, and Matthews. And Lee's 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI's last time up. Here's the pitch to Lee. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike one. And he comes back, hits that ball down the third. Zimmer's got it for out number 1. Brings up Frank Bolin now. Can Frank get on for the big bumpers? He's 0 for 3, popped up, flown out, and struck out. And he's going to ground out this time. He's doing everything today. Right to Zimmer. They might want to pick on somebody else. Here comes Mr. Matthews. Eddie is 1 for 1 with a walk and a double. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Jerry Kendall. And 1, 2, 3 goes the Braves. We go to the 7th inning. It's 8-6 Bravos. Lou's got Zimmer, Banks, and Altman due up here in the 7th. He'll have a short leash here, folks. That's for sure. So he was lucky to get out of the 6th inning with anybody scoring. So here comes the pitch to Zimmer, who's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a stolen base. That's a ground ball down to McMillan. He gets the first out here. And here comes Mr. Ernie Banks, who is 0 for 3, flew out, grounded out, and popped up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Had a strikeout to Ernie. So 2 quick outs here in the 7th. Brings up George Altman now. George is 1 for 3 with that home run. Here's the pitch to George, and that's a ground ball down the Mac. So 1, 2, 3 goes to Cubbies. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. You got Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas due up. Hank's 0 for 2, but he's walked and scored. See if he can get a base hit here off of Elston. And that is going to be a fly ball in the right field for out number 1. Braves would like to get some insurance runs here, only up by 2. Here comes Joe Adcock, 1 for 2 with a walk. And that is going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. And finally, Don Zimmer shows that he's not used to playing the hot corner. That's an E5. Joe Adcock's aboard here, folks, with 1 out for Frank Thomas. Frank's 0 for 3. He's popped up, reached on the air, and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Can the Cubbies turn 2? No, Zimmer's going to fire over to first, get the shore out. So that's going to be 2 outs now with Adcock down at 2nd for Joe Torre. Joe drive in. Adcock can make this a 3-run lead here, folks. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. And that is going to end the inning. That is going to be a ground ball down the 1st. Broshy's got it. Underhand tossed Elston, and they leave Adcock stranded at second. We go to the top of the 8th. You got Williams, Kendall, and Bertell due up here for the Cubbies. Here's the pitch to Billy. He's 0 for 3. Not anymore, folks, because that ball is high, that ball is far, that ball is back, and gone, and it's a 1-run lead. Home run, Billy Williams. It's 8 to 7. Jerry Kendall's up now. He's 1 for 3 with a double. The Braves bullpen's getting up in a hurry. The worst part is Lou's due up second in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch to Jerry. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Lou bounces back from the home run to get his 3rd strikeout of the game. He's got 3 strikeouts and giving up 3 home runs. You don't like that. Here's Dick Bertell. He's 0 for 3. He's grounded out the 3rd twice and popped up the short. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Frank Thomas is out there patrolling left today. That'll be 2 outs. Here comes Ed Roshi. It's a good thing here. He's 1 for 3. He's got to be careful with him. He's got a home run. And he gets him strikeout number 4. And that'll probably be it for Lou Burdette. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, he's due up second. You got McMillan, a pitch hitter probably for Lou, and then Lee May. McMillan's having a hell of a game here, folks. 2 for 3, 4 RBIs, and 2 doubles. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 1. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Jerry Kendall at second. We're out number 1. And here is the question, though. Even though we might take Lou out of the game, do we pitch hit for Lou? He's batting .300 this year, folks, with 5 home runs. I say we let him hit. We let him hit. And then we're still going to take him out of the game, but Lou's going to hit. We're going to use his bat here. See if I'm a genius here and letting him hit. Here we go. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And I wasn't a genius because that's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Lou goes down on strikes. And now there's 2 outs. We're back to the top of the order. And Lee May, who's 1 for 4 with a double. And that's going to be a base on ball. Lee May trots on down the first. So the inning's still alive here. Can the Braves get a big 1-run here and make it a 2-run game? Here's Frank Bolin, who's 0 for 4. He's due, folks. And he's going to be due some more because that's a fly ball out the right. And that'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 9th. The Braves holding on to a 1-run lead here. Don's going to come in here and try to close the door for sweet Lou Burdette. See what, I think this is his 27th save he's going for, I believe. This will be save number 27. Don comes into the game with a 1.9 ERA. He's 0-3 with 26 saves. So this is number 27. I have a pitch hitter here for Elston. Then back to the top of the order in Heist and Zimmer. So let's see who's going to come out here and pitch hit. And it's going to be Richie Ashburn's going to come out here and pitch hit. There's Richie. And Richie's batting .340 on the year, folks, with 1 home run and 15 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Ashburn. And that's going to be a base on balls. So not what you want to see as a Braves fan. He walks the tying run. We're back to the top of the order here in Al Heist. So nobody out. Ashburn down at first. Here's the pitch to Heist. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Aaron's got that for out number 1. Ashburn goes back to first. Here's Don Zimmer. Can the Braves get a ground ball to turn this into 2? Zimmer's smoking hot today, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And that's going to be another base on ball, sure. So now the tying runs down at second. The go-ahead runs at first for Mr. Ernie Banks. First and second and 1 out. Braves need that double play in a bad way. Ernie's 0 for 4, folks. And that is going to be a ground ball down the third. Slow roller. Matthews' only play is going to be the first. We're out number 2. But we're going to have second and third now. 2 outs for George Altman. And here's the pitch to George. He's 1 for 4 with a home run. And that's a big swing here. Is that a swing and a miss? No, that's just a high pop-up in the short left field. McMillan goes back, makes the catch, and that'll end the game, folks. So old Don made it interesting, but the Braves hold on to win this game 8-7. Sure. Let's take a look at the box score here. Close game, I guarantee you. Woo. Braves get out of Dodge with the win. Got the Cubbies 7 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors. They out-hit the Braves. The Braves 8 runs on 7 hits and an error. Al Heist and Zimmer were 2 for 5 and 2 for 4. Zimmer had 2 RBIs. He had George Altman 1 for 5 with 3 RBIs on the day with that home run. You had Billy Williams hitting a home run 1 for 4. Ed Broshi 1 for 4 with a home run. Like I say, the ball was flying out of there. The Cubbies were only 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, folks. They left 6 men on base. Joe Torre and McMillan was the big boys for the Braves. Old Mac with 4 RBIs with his 2 doubles was the man. The Braves were 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position, folks. And they left 6 men on base. Anderson could only go 3 innings. He goes to 8-8, gives up 4 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, walked 3 and struck out 2. Drought came in, pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 of them was earned, walked 1 and struck out 3. And Elston came in and pitched 3 nice innings, walked 1 and struck out 1. Lou Burdette gets his 13th win in the year and goes 13-6. Hey, Carlos. And goes 8 innings, gives up 9 hits, 7 runs, walked 1, struck out 4, and gave up those 3 home runs. McMahon comes in, gets his 27th save of the year, but it wasn't Purdy. He pitched that 1 inning and walked 2, made it interesting, that's for sure. And we got, 3 games here still to be played in the National League. We got the Cardinals traveling out to L.A. to take on the Dodgers in the Coliseum. You got Bob Gibson throwing the ball for the Cardinals. Let's see what Bob can do. His record this year is 5-9 and a 4.70 ERA. Let's see what he can do against the Dodgers here on August 13th. He pitched a good game, but not good enough. The Cardinals only 1 run on 7 hits and an error. The Dodgers 2 runs on 3 hits and 2 errors. The Cardinals out-hit them 7-3, but lose where it counts in the runs. We got the battle for Pennsylvania. You got the Phillies traveling out west of Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. See if Beatles Pirates can win out here against the Phillies. And the Pirates, home field advantage, wins this game, Beatles. The Phillies 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Pirates 5 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. Dick 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Nice piece of hitting. And the final game here is a battle between the Reds and the Giants, a battle for second place. Let's see what happens out here in Candlestick Park. And the Reds blanked the Giants. 4 runs on 4 hits and no errors. The Giants, no runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. Take a look here at the standings. See what's going on in the National League after August 13th. And the Braves are now 2 games up on the Giants. The Reds are 6.5 games back. Cardinals are 10.5 games back. The LA Dodgers 11. The Cubbies fall with 13. The Pirates are 14 games back, and the Phillies are 27 games back, folks. And Clemente's leading the National League and the Major Leagues with a 3.58 average. Willie Mays still got 31 home runs leading the National League. And Cepeda and Gene Freeze with 95 RBIs on the year, folks. I hear you, Carlos. And you got Spahn with his 2.53 ERA leading the National League. You got Burdette and Jim O'Toole with 13 wins. And we just seen Don pick up his 27th save of the year. You got Cepeda leading in the MVP voting. Jim O'Toole's leading in the Cy Young voting. Alrighty, folks. I don't know if I'll be on later or not. I know Bernie said earlier today he's going to be on around 10 o'clock tonight to do a game. I don't know if Legends is planning on doing something. What time is it here? 7:05. Are you doing anything later, Legends? See if Legends is still here. Oh, thank you, Tim D. Appreciate it. Let's see who the Braves play next. I think this was it against the Cubbies. I think, truthfully, Beatles, I think they take your Pirates next. I think that's who they got. Let's take a look at the schedule here. Yeah, you got the Pirates coming to Milwaukee next, Beatles. So if you're around when I do the game and want to manage the Pirates, I'll let you manage the Pirates, bud. You got Joe Attic going up against Bob Buell, it looks like, in the first game. Maybe Legends already stepped out. But like I say, I know Bernie said he was going to do a game later tonight, folks. If you want to stay up and watch the game. I want to thank Tim D, Carlos, Legend Sports Universe, Hunter, and Beatles Eternally. Like I say, check out Beatles' channel. He did a nice tutorial on how to create a league and add players to the league. Michael was here. Check out his channel on how he does his stadiums. And like I said, Michael says he might be going to start putting some games on there. And I believe that's everybody, folks. Until next time, y'all have a great evening. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And on your way out of Milwaukee, hit that like, hit the bell, and leave a comment. You all have a great evening and take care, folks.